Hey everyone, good morning. Back at it again with Objection Celebrity Court Chatter this morning. Thank you guys so much for all the well wishes. This flu really hit me. I'm not 100% all the way yet, but I do appreciate everyone who, commented and was praying for me and all that. I think it really did help. Good morning, DFJ. How are you? Laura, my mod, she's such a mom. She's like, if you're not completely good, don't come back. But I do still have a little bit of a sore throat, so it's gonna be kind of a short one this morning. But we have a great show for y'all. So much has happened with Blake Lively on the docket. Like things are just getting super messy. Everyone is involved. Today's episode I called it Blake versus et al., which means all the others. So it's kind of legal speak, a little play on words, got cheeky there. And we have, we're going to be talking about the TMZ3, Bryan Freedman, and what's going on the docket. Thank you at the beach. I'm glad to be back. I missed y'all. I missed a lot. I posted on X today, Drake voice. What did I miss? Um, and I had on TikTok made this cool little edit I think it was like a couple weeks ago, when the new Drake song hit, and I'm gonna play it for y'all right now. This is me this morning. Hold on. Let me change the tab and remove this. It's a little cheeky thing. If y'all don't follow me on TikTok, it's C Journalist 24 over there as well. But I had made this cool little video.
Man, what did I miss?
So yeah, that was just something, a little cheeky edit that I had made. So if y'all don't follow me on TikTok, it's C Journalist 24, and I got a couple of edits there. I kind of got my share button taken. I'm dealing with TikTok right now. I had posted this one video here, the latest. It was a High School Musical snippet about the subpoenas, and then they removed my share button for some reason. So I'm appealing that with TikTok and seeing what's going on, why that happened. Yes, I missed the trifecta of insanity docket drop from Team Delulu. I saw that. So we're going to go over just a little bit of it. We have a really good episode for y'all tomorrow. It's the Brad and Angelina case that I was supposed to do last week that I couldn't. But we're also going to go over some of the newer docket stuff from Blake. The episode's called Still Whining, because Brad and Angelina are still fighting over the lawsuit over their vineyard. And then obviously, Blake is still whining. So we'll get into what we're doing this week on Objection. Again, thanks to y'all for all your support and being so patient. We were just barely getting a head start on the show and everything, and then it kind of came to a halt with this. So I appreciate y'all coming back to support the show. So let's just go ahead and get covering BL is a full-time job. Sure is. There's always something new, and reading other case dockets and stuff for the show with all these other cases, I realize how spoiled we are in the Blake Lively case, because there's some cases where you can go 2 years and barely anything hits the docket, or it's under seal and you can't see it. And like with, or it's in a courtroom that, you have to have PACER. A lot of the LA filings, you can't get on court listener or anything like that. So you'd have to pay for them. And I know everyone's waiting for Rebel Wilson. That case is being tried in Australia and the US. So I'm trying to get a hold of the Australian docket stuff as well. So that's been a mission. So yeah, we're really spoiled with the court listener and the Blake case, because I mean, as far as any cases that I've covered, it's got the most stuff. Miraval Rose is actually quite good. Oh yeah, I'm trying to have a Colonel on the show tomorrow because she says she serves the wine and always tells the story every time she does. So um, that might be a fun show if she can get on tomorrow. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and get right into it and start with the TMZ3. The TMZ3, as Don't Fuck with Justice calls them, DFJ. If y'all aren't following her for Subpoena Gate, she's the best account to follow on that. And we'll get into some of her stuff here shortly. It says they're starting to fight back at the Paris Hilton. Just dropped a spicy letter firing back at the judge for declining his protective order, and he came with receipts, letting the judge know this is serious. Get him, Perez. And so he basically filed a protective order, which we should hear today from the lively parties because they have until today to answer to this. And what he was saying was not only fighting for himself, getting a protective order from, any future subpoenas or anything like that without the judge being involved to where the lively parties can't just issue subpoenas, willy-nilly. So he's trying to get it to where she has to go to the judge and have, cause for it and all that stuff. And, he lists a bunch of, it was really good. Later, he made a video that he accidentally cited he used ChatGPT for it, and he accidentally cited a case that was a ChatGPT hallucination. So I thought that was a little funny side quest there. Um, on that note, and yeah, so we should be hearing back today from this um, on what the judge says, and the subpoena gate is now going coast to coast because he filed all of this where he lives in Nevada. And then we also had Andy who filed his motion to quash, and that was in Florida. So he filed two motion to quash, one for the Google subpoena and one for the subpoena on himself as part of the TMZ3. And it seems like the motion to quash for the Google subpoena has been dismissed. But yeah, so now it's going by coastal because she has cases. Lively has a case in Texas with Jed Wallace. Now she has the motion to quash by Andy in Florida. And then the protective order and motion to quash um, by Perez in Nevada. And so I was speculating on whether is Candace Owens next in Tennessee. And she might have already filed something because I don't know when they had, maybe someone in the chat can help me out. I don't know when they had, what was the deadline for the TMZ3 and their subpoenas. Because I'm like, she might have filed something in Tennessee and we just don't know because it's, in that docket. But she lives in Tennessee. So I'm wondering, is that going to be the next one? Another state for Lively where she's going to have to, battle it out. We're going to have to just wait and see. I know Candace right now is busy with, it says her lawyer met and conferred and claimed journalist privilege. Oh, okay, that's good to know. So I guess their lawyers are talking it out. I don't think she's filed anything. Thanks, DFJ. But yeah, she's busy with the Macron lawsuit, and I had a lot of DMs while I was sick on X asking me to cover Macron and Candace. So I'm gonna look into it and possibly be covering it next week. I know that there was some updates. Somebody sent me a thing saying that Candace had mentioned that that they would rather kill off um, the first lady than get into deposition or something like that. It was something wild. Somebody sent me in the DM, so I'm gonna look into that, see what she said. She's always saying wild stuff, but yeah, I found that a bit interesting that she said she's not gonna want to do depositions or discovery. Um, so yeah, so we'll see what happens on that front with Candace. Good morning, Christy. Thank you for coming by to support. Yeah, so sorry guys, I'm kind of getting my bearings again for the show. Um Sorry ahead of time for all the I'm like, like I said, not all there. I've been taking meds and stuff, so um, hopefully I can get over this hump quick and get back on the daily shows. So let me just see what else we have. Okay, so Subpoena Gate, your go-to source for Subpoena Gate, my go-to source for Subpoena Gate is at Don't Fuck with Justice. She's on X. She just recently got on YouTube. I love these cute little pink graphics that she makes, for it, updating us on, what's going on. And she has the coolest names. Um, the TMZ3, of course, that we know is, Candace, Perez, and Andy. Then it's the Google Sweet 16. And all those subpoenas have been quashed as far as the people who, came forward and filed something or met and conferred. So these last four that we don't know about, those are still in play. And then it's the Twitter 20, which is Spiritual Shift and Leanne Newton. So both of those have been quashed by the judge. And then all the other ones that are left, I'm not sure if any of them have filed anything. I don't think so. But then we have the Seven Wonders of TikTok, which I love the little names that she comes up with. And it was Leslie MG, who was the girl who only posted, I believe, like one video, and she was a survivor of DV, and she recently posted, the pictures of her on her TikTok saying, like, this is who Blake Lively subpoenaed. Like, I literally just made a video saying that her marketing was tone deaf when it came to DV victims. And then, so she's still, I don't know if she's in the middle of fighting it or what's going on with her. But she's still in play, as well as the other TikTok accounts, Pop Diaries. That's a group of friends. It's two girls who started their TikTok, and they just filed a motion to quash, which was really, really good. DFJ has that on her X as well. If you want to do a deep dive, she does a deep dive on all the creators who got subpoenaed, which I think is really cool to get to know, who these creators are and um, who are these people that she's subpoenaing, because it really is an upheaval of their lives. And so I think it's really cool to know who everyone is. But yeah, so there's plus 60 more that are unknown, because Esra, I believe, said, or it was Gottlieb or Esra who said there was 107 altogether. And so there's 60 more that are unknown. That I don't know if it's Reddit or what. But yeah, we don't know about these other 60. So that's still a mystery. Stay tuned to DFJ. That's what I call it. DFWJ, I guess it's technically. Don't fuck with justice. But yeah, DFJ, follow her for Subpoena Gate. Oh, you were listening to who? The Bubba Army? Hulk Hogan's Daughters, Brooke Live. Oh, that sounds interesting. Rainbow Pickle. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I see everyone's coming in here. I'm looking at the chat real quick, just catching up. All right, so yeah, so there's that, and then let's see what else I have. Yeah, so for Subpoena Gate, here's her channel. Here's the Pop Diaries ones that I was talking about. So she goes through the motion to quash, who is Pop Diaries and all that. And I love all the pink. I don't know, the pink is just so cool. I know Dr. Leslie Dobson, who is someone who was subpoenaed in this case. She tries to do the pink on all her stuff. But so I didn't really like it when, when she was doing it. I was attracted to it because I was like, oh, it's really cool, but then I started, watching her channel, and I was like, oh, this lady's crazy. Allegedly. Where's my little bar? I need to put my allegedly bar up this morning. I don't have it. There we go. But yeah, follow DFJ if you don't already for anything on Subpoena Gate. Oh, Ricardo's from London. Oh, hi, Ricardo. I got a lot of UK fans. We're going to be doing that UK recap that I couldn't do on last week because I was sick. And so, yeah, we're still going to get into the UK cases. The Rebel Wilson case started off as, I was looking into UK cases. The production company that's suing Rebel is in the UK. So I was originally just going to, pass it over on that episode, kind of like, oh, this is a new lawsuit against a celebrity. But then I started to deep dive more into it. And I was going to do a night episode with it. But it is so much information. I was just talking to Laura that I might be breaking it down into pieces. And I know everyone's been waiting for it because I did get a couple DMs while I was sick about the Rebel case. Like, are you still doing the Rebel case? I am still doing the Rebel case. And she said, ew, oh no, I hope my slides don't look anything like that whack job dog post. No, she just uses pink a bunch on all her stuff too. Like all her stuff is pink. So I was like, no, you do it way better. Yeah, they're after Andy, right? That's the reason for all the subpoenas. So that's what one of the content creators said that they were told, that they were going after Andy, and that's where the subpoenas came from. But different people were told different things, so I'm not sure if that was the entire reason. I do believe. I mean, my theory is that um, I believe that the reason why is just like hurt feelings. Because if you think about it, um, sorry, yeah, Andy still has his personal subpoena in play. Yes, he does. So he still has his personal subpoena. We have Candace Owens' subpoena still in play. And then Perez, we'll hear about the protective order and um, see what's going on with him, get the latest updates from him as well. Anyways, my personal opinion on why they were getting subpoenaed is like hurt feelings because remember, Andy, kind of went after them with the documentary. Perez has all the nicknames. Candace went hard on them. And then some of the content creators I feel that they went after was people who were, Spiritual Shift went after the Deadpool stuff hard with Ryan. I feel like it's Ryan. Leanne as well kind of brought up the dog pull stuff and, went hard with her posts. Um, I think it was like, I don't know, I just feel like it was Ryan and Hurt Feelings where he's just like, I'm going after him. And case in point is Bryan Freedman and them going after Bryan Freedman, which we're getting into next because they're going after him so hard. And I feel like that's a Ryan thing. Like it's gotta be um over, supposed statements in the press, which is really weird because, they're not going after Megyn Kelly, who actually called uh she didn't even call Blake Lively a bitch. She said that the general public, so she was referring to what the general public was calling her or was, thinking about her. Yeah. They didn't go after Blake Lively or Billy Bush, who is a cool guy. Yeah, which is really weird, right? That they did go hard after him and they didn't get subpoenaed. But I just feel like it's personal with Freriedman because I'm like, why wouldn't he go after Megyn, who said the same things? Why go after Freriedman? They want Freriedman off the case. I do. I believe that. They do because they're going super hard. So if y'all don't follow Inner City Press, you know me. I'm always plugging this guy at Inner City Press. I bought the book early on. This is Hollywood Hearsay, the book that he wrote. I bought it back in January when he first dropped it. Great book. I was going to show a couple pages here, but I don't have the slide up. There's a really funny page where he kind of does like poetry. You guys know how he writes music and stuff to the court cases, but it's a little poem about. Let me see if I can bring it up. If I go to another tab, let me see. I might be able to bring it up real quick for y'all. The little preview, because yeah, here's the sample. Let me pull it up for y'all because it is pretty funny. So this is in the voice of Lively. They hate me because I rose too fast from Tarzana to Grand Central Station. Now I sell shampoo and Betty Boos using some dumpy book I should have bought first. Passive aggressive Baldoni, he's behind my woes. I'll use right to sue to right the ship, bring in my bestie Swifty, deploy my dragons against this dweeb. And then it's the other side, the dweeb. I bought the book before I bought in Blake. I'd never seen the baby bump clip from Norwegian TV. Never drank Betty Booze, the whole phenomenon. My bad. It's like these little cool haikus. So, anyways, just a little side note there. Inner City Press, love him. He had the whole Bryan Freedman versus Team Lively hearing. He live tweeted that hearing. And I know for some of y'all, this is kind of old news, but I'm kind of catching up with y'all. So bear with me here. But yeah, so in this hearing, it was Gottlieb versus Ellen Garofalo, who was representing the Baldoni side. They're basically trying to subpoena Bryan Freedman and his law firm, saying that, he's part of the smear campaign and he's currently, doing the smear campaign through the press. And so Inner City Press had all the live tweets on it. And one of the interesting nuggets that came from it was that Gottlieb mentioned in the hearing that Freedman had called Blake Lively a bitch, which later comes out that it's not true. It was Megyn Kelly who had said it. And so he kind of misrepresented what happened to the judge, which later came out in a letter to the judge where they were trying to clarify some things, and they included the transcript. And so I thought that was a cool little nugget in there, which just goes to show how Gottlieb, can twist words and just say anything about anybody. I mean, they literally said that Andy had recorded an illegal phone call when that was not the case. So, it just goes to show that they can say pretty much anything. And so we have our lovely Leanne, who's on a cruise right now. Hopefully she can still join me next week. I'm not sure how long the cruise was for. But yeah, so she's on a cruise currently. And oh, I didn't realize I didn't have it on the stage, y'all. Sorry about that. While I was reading. As I understand it, they can't subpoena Freeman as everything is said between them falls under privileged information. Yeah. So there was a ruling. Leanne has, she's still on the cruise, but she's still doing her little breakdowns. Lovely, lovely breakdowns. I love the little hearts and everything. So the ruling came in from the judge, which was surprising. It was granted in part and denied in part. And I believe the only reason why 1 through 4 were granted is not technically a win for Team Lively, because the only reason is because during that hearing, Ellen Garofalo was like, well, Your Honor, if 1 through 4, if you denied the motion to quash right now, the answers to 1 through 4 would be none. We haven't worked with content creators. So, those things don't exist. So we wouldn't be able to answer anything. And so then the judge is like, well, then, why are y'all in my courtroom if, this is something you're right now answering it. So why do I need to file an order? And then that's when Ellen was like, well, because 5 through 8 we have a problem with. So I think 1 through 4 were granted just because, Ellen said right there in the hearing that she didn't. So 5 through 6 were denied without prejudice, and then 7 through 8 are denied with prejudice. So 5 through 6, she can kind of like hone in a little bit and, put it in again, but not be as broad. I believe that's what it is. So yeah, it says, Judge Lyman raises concerns regarding a trial lawyer being subpoenaed during active litigation and the heightened risk of intrusion into privileged areas during discovery, which is true. It says this request is denied without prejudice in order to allow Lively to propound renewed requests. So that's the legal speak. What I was trying to say, hone in, narrow the scope. This means she can narrow the scope and attempt to request production, but LFTC can also file a motion to quash the renewed request. So that's what's going on with Freriedman. They try to subpoena him. Not actually Golden has made a couple videos on her views of the ruling to quash in the sanctions motions for BF. Yeah, I love her videos over on TikTok. If you're not following Not Actually Golden, I haven't completely caught up on everything yet on her end. But yeah, she makes really good videos on that. Good morning, Marie. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry, maybe it's me. The judge is really bending over backwards to help Blake Lively's team. Um, well, that's the consensus that most people have. So we'll see how these next rulings go. So far it has gone in Lively's favor. So we'll see how that goes um, on that. So, not only is she going after Freriedman for the subpoena, which now it seems like it's, moot unless she renews those two things that she was asking for. But basically they're saying, look, we didn't work for content creators and this is too broad. You're trying to, dive into attorney-client privilege and stuff like that. And so the docket was really busy this week. Actually, last night, basically, it was just like one after the other, after the other. So that's why I was like, even though I wasn't 110% better today, I was like, I need to come on and report before I get too far behind. And also, I missed you guys, but yeah, so DFJ wrote, Lively moves to strike her own deposition transcript because it's a smear campaign. So this is like another little battle. So that's why, today's show is called Lively versus et al. Because she's coming after everyone. So in the docket, she's now coming after Kevin Fritz. So Kevin Fritz filed a letter to the judge where he included the deposition of Blake Lively because he's basically saying in her deposition, and then redacted, which if you read between the lines, it seems like maybe the only thing that she had about a smear campaign was this one redacted thing, which we don't get to see what it is, but it seems like maybe her personal knowledge of the smear campaign is not very much, and that's what's redacted. I'm not sure, but it has to do with her thoughts on the smear campaign. And so they redacted the part from the deposition, but they include the whole deposition transcript and say, it's sealed. But apparently, when legal paperwork like that is filed, the opposing party has to file something saying they want it to remain under seal. And so Team Lively's arguing, Esra and them are arguing that now it's going to make Blake Lively look bad if she files to seal it, because now people are going to be like, well, why does she want to seal it? What's in there? What is it she want people to see? And it's going to like make her look bad. And so, yeah, they filed a letter to the judge basically saying, the Wayfair defendants and their counsel have proved Miss Lively's point in filing this deposition transcript. While it was ostensibly filed in support of their argument, so they do agree that it was in support of the argument, there's no basis to assert that Bryan Freedman or his firm have participated in, fueled, advanced a smeared campaign against Miss Lively. But in fact, the tactic perfectly demonstrates the counsel as PR agent role, because there is no conceivable legal purpose to file the whole transcript, particularly given that it has not been reviewed, corrected, or finalized. Because basically this transcript is one that was put together. They have these like companies where you can pay to have the transcript right away. It's like a live transcript, and that's what it is. And it doesn't make it more or less correct if it's, not finalized or the official one. And she does say up here, like, it was in support of their filing. But what they're basically fighting for is for Fritz's letter to be stricken, and then for them to just file the redacted portion of the transcript, not the full 292 pages. And so DFJ correctly says, contradicting yourself much, she wants her testimony heard, yet this is a motion to strike the sealed transcript from the docket. how would it taint the jury pool unless she bombed the deposition? Which, fair enough. Those are great questions to be asking. And then she says it appears is doing a lot of work here. Lively knew Baldoni was going to be there. It doesn't make sense Baldoni would leak that he was going to be there. These articles seem more like hit pieces that her team did. Oh, yeah. So it goes into the second page of this letter where she accuses Baldoni's team of leaking, that Baldoni was at the deposition, which I know Ashley Brianna Eve had also said that based on who they talked to in the tag interrogatories at people, that one of the names was the person who wrote the article. One of the names was one of the contacts that Freriedman had at people based on or not necessarily Freriedman, but Tag PR had as one of their contacts. So, it could have been that Baldoni, team leaked it or not. But I mean, it's hard to say because both sides are, trying to play the PR game. Hey, Blake, why don't you subpoena the journalist who wrote these articles and let us know who gave them this info? Which, I mean, the way she's going, I would not put it past her that she would. So yeah, so she basically wants this stricken. Fritz has not clapped back yet, so we're waiting on that clap back to see what, they say on why it shouldn't be stricken. But yeah, she'd have to file it under seal, but then eventually, would it get unsealed? Would it be kind of like, with the Amber Heard stuff where we eventually did get insight into the deposition because it was used in another hearing? We are going to get into the Baldoni insurance stuff on another episode, not this one, but yeah, there's so many little side. I want to do an episode on all the side updates on all the side court hearings because now we have Baldoni suing the insurance companies. And if y'all watched Depp versus Heard, although it happened after the trial, there was a lot of drama with that. So I want to kind of do an episode deep diving into those because I read the filings and they're pretty interesting based on the dates and all that stuff. So she also filed a motion to compel. If y'all don't file at Real Justice News, Justice for Baldoni, they're the ones who did the Baldoni Brief website and also a great place to get your legal news on all of this. Blake Lively files a motion to compel discovery against Wayfair. So this is going to be some of the stuff we're going to talk about tomorrow because I'm going to be wrapping up here in the next few minutes. So tomorrow's episode, we're going to be going over the motion to compel discovery, how she's still whining that she didn't get a bunch of stuff. Because I'm working through reading that filing. And so we'll go over that on tomorrow's show, as well as, oh, this is the song. Okay. There was also sanctions on Bryan Freedman that they're trying to get to. So she's still whining about, the PR stuff and she wants sanctions on him. So we're going to get into those two things tomorrow and anything new that comes up. Leslie Sloan and Jen Abel, we haven't had any updates on them. I know Vitushka had added a lawyer with the Leslie Sloan stuff, where they said that he might have his what is it, an affidavit that declaration or whatever, that it might not have been all the way true. But yeah, no, I haven't seen anything, but I will. Thank you, Ricardo. Yeah, I hope I'm feeling better as well. One of the sucky parts about this flu was that my eyes burned really, really bad. So most of the time when I'm sick or whatever, I'll like watch TV or just like scroll, while I'm like in bed sick. But I couldn't even do anything like that because my eyes burned so bad that I could just like pretty much just sleep. So that's the sucky part on that. I didn't get to like, binge anything or catch up on anything. I kind of just slept most of the time. And yeah, they also dropped something else with 60 plus attachments. I think that was the motion to compel. I saw Suck It Up Buttercup. People don't like you, Blake. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, thank you, Jane. Yeah. I had such love and support on my YouTube community. There was, a lot of comments of everyone was kind of like praying for me, hoping I got better. So I'm sure it helped. Um, and yeah, hopefully I come back. Today's episode wasn't very energetic. Hopefully I can, start coming back, um, reporting more. I'm not sure if I'm going to do tonight's episode or not for the true crime. We're going over, it's called Judgment Day, Guilty or Not. We're going over the appeal in the Diddy case. Um, Scott Peterson, something that went under the radar. Thank you to Don't Fuck with Justice, who brought it to my attention that the Scott Peterson stuff, he was filing for an appeal and it got denied. And so we were going to get into that. And then, there was the honor killings of a young girl who was basically, told that she was going to have to marry someone. She was only 17, and based on their religion and stuff like that. And they tried to kill her and they were just found not guilty. And so we were going to go over that. I'll let you guys know. Watch X to see if I'm going to be posting tonight or if I'm going to move that episode to tomorrow night. Just depends on how I'm feeling. My throat is super, super sore. So even right now, I'm like struggling through this stream. So I'll let you guys know. This week on Celebrity Court Chatter, we have the Brangelina stuff. I'm working on a vertical series for the Rebel Wilson case. So more on that tomorrow. I'll let you guys know where you guys can watch that. And so, yeah, so we're going to end it here with, that was the motion for sanctions that had it. It was insane. I think her lawyers are in an insane. So, yeah, those are the two we'll go over tomorrow, the motions for sanctions and the motions to compel the Wayfair parties. And I know I'm kind of late and a little bit behind to the party. So I do appreciate y'all coming, by and, listening to it all over again. Because, yeah, last week I know there was a lot of content creators who have already covered it. So I appreciate y'all following along with me as I catch up. It says, "Oh no, the money would be wonderful, but being able to sleep at night is so much more important." What is that about? I missed something. Thank you, Chris. Chris, one of my followers. Yes, get well soon. I've been drinking some emergencies, and then I had I said Tom Yum spicy level 5. That's my new flu cure, because I feel like that's when I finally broke my fever. Is when I had that Tom Yum. It's a Thai soup, and I got it really spicy, and it really, really helped. Thank you, Christy. Tea, lemon, and honey. Gargle with warm salt water. Yeah, I'm doing the salt water gargles like twice a day. Getting well is important. Welcome back and thank you. Thank y'all. I really appreciate it. So we're gonna take off with this song here. You guys know how I always like to include these songs. I was gonna do Inner City Press, but I'm saving his for tomorrow. He just came up with a really fun guitar song. If y'all don't remember, Inner City Press had the great Diddy jig. Diddy do it. Diddy. Okay, I'm not trying to force my my throat singing, but instead we're gonna go off with DFJ's song, inspired by Cassidy's filings, calling the subpoenas Costco subpoenas, using the court as a Costco. Let me go ahead and pull this up. We're only going to listen to a bit of it as we go out. Again, thank you all so much for coming to the show this morning and for supporting me on the channel. If you guys are not subscribed yet, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I have a community there where I post to stay up to date. And then obviously on X is where I'm most active. So you guys can check out what's going on there. We have 2 communities for the Celebrity Court channel on X, and then for the true crime court stuff as well. So check out those communities. They're linked here on my channel. So if you guys go view the channel, you can see the links to the communities there. So let's go ahead and play this. Thank you all again.
She's got a folder full of names, each one set to take the blame. She don't argue, she don't explain. Subpoena Smollett strikes again. Oh, Subpoena Smollett, she's got papers to serve. Oh, Subpoena Smollett, your tweets hit a nerve. Lawyers running down the aisles, Costco carts stacked up for miles. Buying subpoenas invoke no smiles, her critics silenced in legal piles. Oh, Subpoena Smollett, better watch what you say. Oh, Subpoena Smollett, she'll sue your memes away. Lawyers running down the aisles, Costco carts stacked up for miles. Buying subpoenas in bulk, no smiles, her critics silenced in legal piles. Oh, Subpoena Smollett, better watch what you say. Oh, Subpoena Smollett, she'll sue your memes away. She don't care for your free speech. One bad post and you're in reach. You think you're clever, think you're free. Her legal team will disagree. Oh, Subpoena Smollett, better tread real light. Oh, Subpoena Smollett, she's up late tonight.
So I wasn't going to play all of it, but it's so good. I wanted to play all of it. And real quick, I saw in the comments before we take off, Cassidy's doing the motion to sanctions, going over that at 10 a.m. Eastern. So right now in about 9 minutes. So why don't y'all head over to Cassidy's channel to get the full breakdown. I know she reads it all and all that stuff. So and then also there was another comment I wanted to highlight. I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. I appreciate y'all swinging Subpoena Smollett. Yeah, that was a great song. Appreciate you, DFJ, for that. It was a good one to end the stream off with. Thank y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow morning for the Brangelina stuff, which is, it's so spicy. You guys are going to love it. And yeah, we'll see what else Blake Lively drops today, because the morning is still young. The day's still young, and glad to catch up with all of y'all as well. Take care. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning.